This week, the world witnessed another tragic incident targeting Hindu worshippers and tourists in the Baisaran Valley near Pahalgam. The attack, which claimed 26 lives on April 22nd, is the continuation of centuries of Hindu Holocaust and genocide to date. According to survivor accounts, the attackers specifically targeted male Hindu tourists after verifying their religious identity. Among the victims was Lieutenant Vinay Narwal from Haryana, who was visiting Pahalgam on his honeymoon just 6 days after his wedding. His wife Himanshi, who survived the attack, recounted the horrifying moments when her husband was killed for his religious identity. The deliberate targeting of Hindus in this attack reflects the ongoing Hindu Holocaust, the largest genocide in human history. Historical data reveals a systematic ethnocide across multiple territories. In Afghanistan, once home to the flourishing Gandhara civilization, the Hindu population has dwindled to virtually zero. In what is now Pakistan, the Hindu population decreased from nearly 13% in 1951 to less than 2% by 1998. Similar patterns have emerged in Bangladesh, where the Hindu population declined from 22% in 1951 to less than 9% in 2011. Perhaps most alarming is the case of Kashmir itself, where the ADI Shaivite minority Hindu population fell from approximately 160,000 to merely 4,000 following the exodus in 1990. This tragic pattern has led to the complete cultural genocide of Kashmiri Shaivism, an indigenous spiritual tradition that flourished for millennia. The Pahalgam attack represents a continuation of this cultural genocide and delegitimization of Hindu existence in regions where Hindus have lived for thousands of years. These recurring patterns of violence and demographic decline raise fundamental questions about the protection of Hindu communities worldwide. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyanander Paramashivamam, has tirelessly advocated and worked relentlessly at international forums to highlight this vulnerability, emphasizing that while approximately 30 countries identify as Christian nations and about 40 as Islamic states, there exists no nation that declares Hinduism as its state religion since Nepal adopted secularism in 2007. This protection gap facilitates cultural genocide. As we've witnessed in Pahalgam, Hindu tourists visiting sacred sites face targeted violence that has already led to complete exodus of indigenous Hindus from Kashmir and the near extinction of Kashmiri Shaivism. This pattern, replicated across numerous regions, demonstrates that while Sanatana Hindu Dharma may be eternal in essence, it can be and has been systematically wiped from geography. The Hindu Holocaust over centuries has reduced Hindu sovereign territory from 56 nations spanning 6 million square kilometers to zero. Out of 10,000 indigenous traditions, less than 3,000 remain alive today. This represents the largest ethnocide in human history, with Hinduistic terrorists and extremists systematically working to erase Hindu traditions from their native lands. The establishment of KAILASA as a sovereign Hindu nation represents the necessary response to this historical persecution, reviving what Hinduistic forces have tried to eradicate for centuries. Through the tireless sacrifices and relentless advocacy of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, KAILASA stands today as the first sovereign homeland for the global Hindu diaspora. The revival of KAILASA isn't merely about prevention of attacks, it addresses the fundamental need for Hindu sovereignty to preserve Hindu sciences, traditions, and spiritual technologies that are rapidly disappearing from the world. Without this sovereign protection, we risk losing the world's oldest surviving civilization and its profound contributions to humanity. In response to the continued Hindu Holocaust, this has revived KAILASA with complete juridical statehood, recognized by international organizations including the United Nations, establishing sovereign territories to preserve and protect endangered Hindu traditions. KAILASA stands as humanity's final opportunity to preserve the sacred sciences of enlightenment that have guided civilization for thousands of years. For KAILASA News, this is Sri Nithyananda Maharaj reporting.